Went from one part of the defensive backfield coaching contingent to the other with new corners coach Roy Manning.
Here with my man Roy Manning, the man of many faces. He's a debonair mathematician off the football field, and on the football field, he's now a corners coach. So, Roy, as we sit here on a special edition of the Michigan Insider, talk to us about your transition. We've been talking about the transition for the players. What about your transition into a corners coach? How's that been going?
It never gets old, man. It never gets old. It's always exciting to get a new opportunity to coach a different position. I've been in this position a couple times before, and things have went well in the past. So I'm just eager and excited to put a good product out there on that field this year. So it's been good.
Talk to us about your process getting ready for this transition, because Brady kind of glanced over it. He said he went to talk to this pro team and that pro team and this coach and that coach. Take us through the process of what your preparation is to step into a role like this.
Yeah, that was probably the most important thing, is that I had some time before spring ball started to go visit with some teams. I met with 3 or 4 NFL teams, some coaches, some mutual friends I have out there and that we have as a staff, and that really, really helped me build a foundation under my feet, because going into it, I really was kind of out of my element, so to speak, just with it being a position that involves so much technique, so much detail. But I definitely felt so much better day one of spring ball than I did about a month before that. I'll tell you that.
Well, but coaching is coaching at the end of the day, and a lot of it is once you learn the technique yourself,
that's right,
having a relationship with the players, being able to convey those thoughts. So what about that, engaging the guys? What has your connection with the players been like so far?
Coaching is creating change, man. That's what coaching is, creating change. And I think that one of the most important things is that I was just honest and upfront with those guys that, hey, I'm going into a new position, so I don't have all the answers. I won't say everything exactly the right way or maybe how they were used to it in the past, but I told them it was a growing process. We was going to grow together through this, and I just kept stressing home that, hey, I'm going to hammer you guys, and I'm going to be on you guys every second and be demanding, because the cornerback position is one that it's just a discipline. It's so much of a mindset, in my opinion, to play it. And I think that's where my personality definitely just marries with the position really well, because it's literally game on every single play. You can't take a play off. You can't be lackadaisical. And so that's kind of fits right into my coaching style and mold. It just, demanding and being on guys every play. So I think it's been good.
Yeah, I know we've seen in the past some guys respond to that kind of thing. I can remember talking to Ramon Taylor about how Aubrey Pleasant used to be on him, just like that.
No question.
And he seemed to respond to that. So let's talk about those veterans first, and talk about Ray and Blake. How has the spring gone for them?
I think they've both, starting with Ramon Taylor, I think he's had a great spring. I mean, a guy that's already played a bunch of ball for us. He's got to come in here and be a leader, for the position. And that's one of the biggest things I told him before spring ball, is that I say, hey, I want you to set the bar for this position. I want to be able to turn film on of you and tell the younger guys this is what it should look like. And I really think he's responded and had one of his best springs. And then Blake Countess, another guy that's played a ton of ball for us, really giving him the same message. And both those guys are great. They don't have big egos, you know what I mean? And so they don't mind taking time in meetings or out there on the field and getting those young guys right. And at the end of the day, we all are in competition, but we all need each other to go where we want to go and be successful. And those two guys in particular have really embraced those roles. So,
a lot of people on the outside just assume, just based those guys have played, they've started, they just assume those are going to be your guys.
Yeah.
Every coach that we talk to said, don't make assumptions about positions. And the reason why I say that with your position is the guy that I've heard more about than anyone else, from players, from coaches, Jordan Lewis. What kind of spring has JD had?
JD's had a great spring. I think that's one of the things as coaches, when you have guys that have some ability, it's hard to truly see that during the season, especially if they're freshmen. But as they're here a little longer, and you get in the spring ball and you practice and a ton of repetitions, you really can see what guys got. And JD, I call him JD. He's definitely a special guy, and just been a pleasant surprise all spring. You know what I mean? To see him kind of mature and take his game to a new level. And the thing with me is I really don't care who plays. And I was really honest with those guys coming into the position. The best 2 or the best 3, whatever, guys are going to be out there on the field. And I think everybody understands that. And that's the beauty about having good depth and good competition is that, hey, it kind of takes everybody's game up a notch. And that's what we need here. So.
Yeah, we're talking to Roy Manning, Michigan Corners coach, on a special edition of the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com, live from spring practice. So, I mean, you talk about freshmen. The guy last year that we heard before we heard about JD was Channing Stribling. So what about Strib? How's Strib been doing?
Strib's doing well. He's doing well. Another guy that, you look at, he has all the ability in the world, very long guy, rangy guy, excellent ball skills. And, again, it's only so many spots on that field. And so I push those guys and push them. And I tell them all the same thing. Hey, push to be the starter. Mm-hmm. I tell the guys that's not in starting roles, hey, push to be the starter because, again, we all want to get to the same place. We all want to be back on top. We all want to be in that Rose Bowl come January. And to do that, we need everybody to be playing their best ball. So, the beauty about spring is guys that maybe normally wouldn't get as many reps, they can get developed a lot more. So we're just trying to develop, I know as a staff, is this whole team because we're going to need everybody come the season.
Yeah, that, speaking of guys like that, I wonder how about Rion? Rion Dawson is a kid who long. They say he's one of the faster guys you have back there, but didn't have as much experience coming in. So how has Rion been progressing?
He's done well. Didn't play for us last year. Obviously, he redshirted. Was a guy in high school. Didn't really play a bunch of football in high school. You know what I mean? We knew that coming into it. Really tall guy, really long guy. A lot stronger than he looks. He has a pretty good punch on him. I always joke when he has the best punch in the room. But Rion's been doing a great job, and he's one of the guys you definitely can look at from the start of spring ball to now. He's improved, and that's really the goal, as a coach. You want to be able to say, hey, from practice 1 to practice 15, this kid got better, and you hope that in turn turns into some success for you.
I got you. Now, I know you probably get this question all the time. You're a guy who you aren't even coaching yet.
Yeah.
You just talking to him on the phone, telling him to be ready. Jabril Peppers.
Yeah.
I mean, you got guys in a room right now that are competing against one another. Obviously, they know about a guy like that, and he knows about what's there before him. What are you saying to Jabril about his readiness?
I'm just telling him to enjoy high school, enjoy these last few months, and get ready to go because just like any kid we recruit here, regardless of where they're ranked, the expectation is to come in here and compete. And you'll let the rest of the things just sort themselves out. But I'm excited to get him up here, you know what I mean, just because I know how excited he is to get up here and get around his new teammates and get going. And it's exciting, it's exciting. And for our room, again, it's more competition, and I love it, you know what I mean, because that's when you become what you want to become with great competition.
All right, so, Coach, you're going to be coaching some fans coming up the first weekend in June, the Women's Academy and the men's experience. I'm curious. What can the fans expect other than the fact that you're the Black Prince of Saginaw, according to Brady Hoke? Black single Prince of Saginaw.
They just say the BPS for short. That name had kind of died down. Now you've resurged it.
It came from Brady Hoke. It came from Brady Hoke.
He said that?
He said that, man.
Oh, man.
But what can fans expect when they come by your station?
No pressure. We'll be having a blast just like we do every year, and that's really one of the funnest times of the year for us is to work with those men and those women during the summertime and just teaching them football and just making sure they have a good time because it's really all for a great cause. But I'll conjure up some pretty cool drills and stuff like that to get them going. And the one thing I got to work on is my throwing skills. Now that I'm working with this skill position, I didn't have to throw the ball much last year. Now I got to work on that.
All right, Coach. Certainly looking forward to it, and good luck this coming season.
Thank you so much. Go Blue.
And that was Roy Manning, new corners coach for Michigan, making the transition into coaching a new position, one that he hadn't played and one that he admitted that, there was some nervousness at first, but going to clinic with NFL coaches, we know that Brady's brother was one of the coaches he clinicked with, and really helped him hit the ground running this spring, and obviously feeling a lot more comfortable out here.
We got a tweet from someone who says, so one of the most important spots on field coached by a guy learning on the job. What do you say to that? Because, I mean, it's true, but at the same time, he obviously has been a quick study, and we actually talked to Marlon Jackson about this as well. Anybody can coach technique if they know how to teach it right. And Roy Manning knows how to relate to these guys, and it seems like he's doing a good job teaching them.
Yeah, so far so good. Look, is it going to be a work in progress? Absolutely, but he's a great teacher. Really has been able to engage the players, and let's just look at how it looks so far. You see a guy like Jordan Lewis really playing as well as he's playing right now. He's not doing that in a vacuum. He's not doing it on his own now. Roy Manning admitted that there are some things that he's going to figure out on the job, but he's not the first coach to coach a position that he hasn't coached before. And obviously we hope that it'll be very successful. He wouldn't have been the first coach to do that either, to move into a new position and to hit the ground running. And what you got to do is prepare well, and go in and talk to guys like John Hoke, going to the various NFL teams who they didn't share with us all of those NFL teams that he went to, and talking to guys like Marlon Jackson, who took some time out to come over here and share some knowledge as well. You got guys at your disposal like the gentleman we're going to talk to next. You have the great benefit of a lot of minds to tap into. And then, of course, he's not out there coaching by himself. You also have Kurt Mallory, who's going to lean on also when need be. But so far, so good. No, it's only practice. No, there's a long way to go. But the corners, they don't look like the position to be worried about out here right now. Corners are playing really well. So, all right, we'll get to a break. We come back on the other side. We'll get a dose of analysis from a guy who's played the position. He can talk about Roy Manning's transition into the spot and some guys that have looked good to him over the couple of days of practice that he's seen this week. Marcus Ray joins us on the other side here. Michigan Insider live from the Al Glick Fieldhouse, the last spring practice before the spring game on Saturday. Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, the official voice of University of Michigan Sports.